There is a Gemara talks about Rabbi Dordia. Now Rabbi Dordia wasn't really a rabbi. He was actually a rasha throughout all of his life that made every single sin you could possibly imagine. Every woman that he would see, do whatever he can. He went to every prostitute in town. Every sin you could possibly imagine. But one day he went to a prostitute, and the prostitute rebuked him. Says, somebody like you, you have no chance. Now, he took it to heart, and he went to the mountains and started crying, hysterically. Because he realized she was right. He has no chance. He's going to GEHINNOM. And he started crying to the heavens. He said, the heavens, heavens, please help me. Please help me. And the heavens responded, the Gemara says, all of the sins you made has tainted us too. We have to do TeShuvah for ourselves. It says, luminaries, the sun, the moon, please, the angels of the sun of the moon, please help me. Sun and the moon says, you made so many sins, you affected us. We have to do TeShuvah. Can't help you. It says, who's going to help me? The mountains, I'm here, please. The mountains, please help me. The mountain says, you defiled us. You made the tum'ah of the world so bad, it affected us too. How much sins you made. And then Rabbi Dordia says, there's nothing I can do. No one's going to help me. I have to rely on myself. And he cried himself to death. Literally. He cried so much that day from his sorrow that he died. And as his neshama came out, there was a bat kol that came out. A heavenly voice came out. The Rabbi HaKadosh, Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, heard it also. It says, Olam Haba welcomes Rabbi Dordia. And Rabbi HaKadosh started crying because he understood what happened. He says, look at this. Someone can buy Olam Haba in a moment. How? Serious TeShuvah. Now, so that means, if you can cry yourself to death from your TeShuvah, yes, you can go to Olam Haba. 1 minute before you die. But how many people can do that? Zero. So what does it really mean? Practically speaking, if a person makes major sins in his life, not because he wants to anger Hashem, but he makes sins, or even if he does, point is, if that person does not have any remorse whatsoever, he doesn't regret any of it, and he dies, he goes to the 7th level of GEHINNOM and he never comes out until his neshama is completely destroyed. And the only thing that's left is the chelek Elokim Mimala, the piece of God, if you will, that Hashem put into Adam Rishon. That person, after a certain amount of years, millions of years, whatever length it is over there, of suffering to completely destroy the neshama, apparently it takes a while to destroy the neshama, that person is never coming out of GEHINNOM. Esav, for example, the Gemara says Esav is still in GEHINNOM to this day, 4,000 years later. Why? But he made a sin a long time ago. Why is he still in GEHINNOM right now? Kadosh Baruch Hu says, Et Esav saneti. Esav, I hate him. Why? He knew the truth. He knew he had to keep Shabbat. He knew he had to keep Tarat Mishpacha. He knew he had to be... He knew. His father was Yitzchak Avinu. His grandfather was Avraham. His brother was Yaakov. He had religious people around him. But he dafka still chose to go against Hashem. I hate him. He knew the truth and he still went against them. I hate him. And for me, for a Kadosh Baruch Hu hating a person, goes to GEHINNOM permanently. 4,000 years in this world have passed, millions of years in that time frame over there, he's still there. And he's not going to leave. Permanently. He could have been, by the way, your forefather, my forefather. That's what a Mamloez actually says. The Midrash Mamloez says that technically the Shnemisra Shvatim, the 12 tribes, was supposed to be split. 6 for Yaakov and 6 for Esav. But because Esav chose the wrong way, Kadosh Baruch Hu says, I'll give everything to Yaakov, all the reward goes to Yaakov, and you, I hate you. Esav, I hate you. It's the only one in the entire Torah that Kadosh Baruch Hu actually has a verse in the Torah where he says, I hate a person. This person, I hate him, specifically by name. So, now a person that makes such a sin, dies this way, nothing can help him. On the other hand, if a person has at least a iure tshuva, he has at least some type of remorse, he feels bad for the sins that he made, that alone can help him not go to GEHINNOM permanently. He still has to go to GEHINNOM. Could be even for 1,000,000 years. But there is a good chance that it won't be permanent. Why? Because at least he had some remorse. The question is, will he have the merit to have that remorse before he dies? Because for that, you need to have merit. You have to do something good for Hashem to allow you to wanna do any type of TeShuvah before you die. Because most people, they die unexpectedly. Car accidents, a disease, a heart attack, all types of things. They don't die like in the movies where it's like the guy goes to sleep after he tells everybody goodbye, and then it doesn't work that way in real life. In real life, the vast majority of deaths are unexpected. So, is he going to have the merit to do that? And the Rambam writes in the Mishneh Torah that the worst punishment that a person can get in this world is that Hashem removes his desire to do TeShuvah. Well, Pharaoh actually did do TeShuvah. He just hardened Pharaoh's heart. Pharaoh eventually did TeShuvah and he became the king of Nineveh in Sefer Yonah. He was the king of Nineveh that did TeShuvah. That's why the Goyim did TeShuvah, because Pharaoh knew that God wasn't messing around. But he hardened his heart while he was in Egypt, because he wanted to bring all the miracles and so on, and Pharaoh was wicked at the time, but eventually he did TeShuvah. But there are certain people that HaKadosh Baruch Hu removed their desire to do TeShuvah, and that's, the Rambam writes, is the worst punishment that a person can get. Because pretty much the thought of getting close to Hashem is far, far removed from them. They hate Hashem. They're anti-Hashem, and they die that way. Such a person, nothing can help him. Nothing can help him. That person is doomed. Even there are many Reshaim, many people that were wicked, but still didn't hate Hashem. They just were addicted to their desires. They were addicted to whatever desire they had. It had nothing to do with their hatred for Hashem. So those people, they do have some type of chance, possibly, if they had this desire to do TeShuvah at some point before they died. But bottom line is, a person shouldn't play with the fire of GEHINNOM. It's not the fire of this world. You do TeShuvah while you're alive, like Rabbi Eliezer ben Holkono says in the Gemara. You have to do TeShuvah every day. Why? Because you never know when you're going to die. No one's promised tomorrow. You do TeShuvah every day, and that way you're assured that when the time comes, you'll be going to a good place, and not the place of Esav.